You are now finally trained. You are finally trained. And you are finally trained. So the entire Spanish army is now trained up to full fighting fitness, which is probably not a good thing for the Carlists or the CNT. We'll see. We'll see. Revolution in Siam. Interesting. Interesting. Do the Swiss have their own tree? That's a good question. I kind of doubt it. No, they don't. The other nation I really want to play as is Italy. We'll be doing that in the future. Honestly, Javier can make the best faction. It's an interesting faction, that's for sure. You can get Italy, Republic of France, Portugal. I think Illyria actually can join. Just kind of fascinating. It's like a more Eurocentric Entente, I guess. The Arab Congress. Planned by Arab nationalists in Egypt, the Arab Congress is an event in Cairo where delegates from all Arab nations convene to discuss the situation and preservation of Arab culture and identity. Unfortunately, this awakened unwanted nationalism in our Arabic-speaking provinces. Morocco is Spanish, and it will stay like that. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The Arab Congress. Right, that's now fired. Oh, you're not set to guard. Right, because you're meant to be in there, aren't you? I'm being silly. Okay, they'll get spread out, and we'll get their stuff again. CNT is fake news. Have I played as Serbia, Greece or Bulgaria? I have done a game as Bulgaria. That was really good fun. I kind of regret that I wasn't recording them for YouTube at the time, so there is no evidence of the fact that I did play as Bulgaria, and it was an absolutely brilliant game, but I did. Highly recommend them. New factories in Madrid, Castilla-La Vella and Catalonia. Requires civil war averted. While state-sponsored factories are never the most efficient, this will be a way for us to get the people working, and for more trade to flow into Spain. Everyone will benefit. We'll see if we can actually get that before the revolution starts. I have my doubts. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, the posturing should be getting louder and louder now. We could get radio. No, I think we'll get support weapons. Pretty good one for a defensive fight. Those Frenchies looking over our border nastily. Should probably fortify that. Without our king, our country will fall. Vote CNT for the good of the nation. CNT is a silly name for a country. Assassination! Yesterday, late last night, after a long day celebrating the status of the country's internal security, our current administration's chief of security, Miguel Ponte Manso de Zuniga, was gunned down on his way home from work. How good was he? Daily political power gain, recruit power. Actually, he was fairly decent. So we lost political power and we lose our security minister. Uh-oh. What stupid country has Carl in the name? Hey, you Finchif. Good to see you. Anarcho-syndicalists achieve Italian majority. The 5th Congress of the Greater Italian Union, known to the rest of the world as the Socialist Republic of Italy, has finally come to a close after a long stalemate forced a compromise between the social reformist and the anarcho-syndicalist factions. Palmiro Togliatti of the Anarcho-Syndicalist Party of Italy will maintain his position as chairman, though the difficult Congress will still remain a blow to the government's stability as a whole. They are still the Socialist Republic, and they are still mostly syndicalist. Doesn't seem to be anything mutually exclusive. Gunned down by the CNT-FAI. Cowards! I love how everyone in chat is either a Red or a Javier supporter with no status quo. That's true. But in many of the games where I'm playing as one of the Imperialists, I do support the Kingdom of Spain, so I can kind of understand that, because we've seen the Kingdom many times before. Carlists, though. I think the only game where I've ever seen the Carlists win is when we were playing as Ireland. Are we actually going to finish this focus? 3 days. 2 days. 1 day. We did! Wow, okay, cool. Jobs for the people. Consumer goods factories reduction in construction speed plus 15%. That's ridiculous. Following a bypass, civil war has begun. There isn't much to be done, but already we have put a great portion of the unemployed back to work. We need to spread the word to the people and reassure them that things are not as dire as they seem. If they only give the kingdom a chance and a time to rebuild, we'll prove to them that we made the right choice. I can't believe we're actually getting through this. It's actually kind of scary. But the Spanish Civil War tends to kick off after the US Civil War. Actually, who has the USA gone with here? Protests in Rangoon. Hoover is still in charge. So they haven't had the election yet. Who wants to live in an acronym? Really like the Kingdom of Spain the most since it gives you so many options. Well, most of them have the same option. Yeah, I guess the Kingdom has the most. Yeah, they probably do. And you have a choice whether you want to join the Entente or Middle Europa, or you could actually do your own thing. Oh, that's just splendid isolation. Yeah. Or claim the Bourbon throne. Which allows you to claim Corsica, Brittany, Normand. Oh, that's claiming the whole of France. Interesting. So the Kingdom of Spain can do that too. John N. Garner elected as President of the USA. I don't think I've ever seen him elected either. He's the Defend Democracy guy. Interesting. But I'm pretty sure Curtis is the only one that can avoid it, so there will be a fight there. Regardless. Kingdom of Spain can also say they're the rulers of France. So can the Carlists. So can the Carlists. Why are these notifications not coming up? It's very annoying. White Lion 13, thank you very much for the follow. We'll see if it actually appears. Sometimes it's a bit behind. Baltic Duchy has declared war on Estonia, and Latvia has declared war on the United Baltic. Do you have a focus tree? You do! You actually have a pretty darn big focus tree, bigger than Spain's. That's crazy. Interesting. And good, it did appear. Marvellous. Suggest releasing all the colonies as puppets so the damn vultures don't grab them in the war. I'm playing this without hindsight, so I don't know that you can do this. Carlists can form a faction with the French Republic and help them to get the mainland. Yeah, that's true. They can't claim it for themselves. Carlist is the pretender, technically. But the Bourbons were kings of Spain for a while. It's just that the current guys who are... Oh, he is also a Bourbon. It's a different branch of the Bourbon family. So the legitimate king is definitely Alfonso. No, it's just that no one particularly likes him. Wow, we're at almost minus 1,000 political power. I mean, we're already in disaster. Things can't really get any worse than they currently are. Are we even building anything? We are still building stuff. That's the 3 civilian factories I got from the economics line. That actually paid off! Huzzah! Pretender, weird way of naming our true king. And Ufine Schiff has come out in support of the kingdom. Congrats. See if you can persuade any of the others to do so as well. This is definitely something of a election campaign spirit in chat right now. It's brilliant. Justify the release of the puppets and the inability to maintain direct rule. No! Alfonso is a good king. He can do all the things, especially with Javier supporting him and the wider imperial systems that he's after. It's only really the CNT-FAI that we've come down fairly hard against. Oops, it's paused. Sorry. Sorry. I'm going to be kind of disappointed if we don't get these focuses as the car lists, because Jobs for the People is a ridiculous focus. Ridiculous national spirit. 15% construction speed. Reduction in consumer goods factories. Hello! Alright, so we've finished all of the focuses, so now we can just sit back and think of Spain and try and recover some of our political power. Even though we have no focus, we're only gaining 0.36 a day. This is embarrassing. Latvia took 2 states. Baltic Duchy was annexed. And we have mechanical computing, marvellous, 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 and support weapons, and concentrated industry. It is the end of 36, so we'll wait until 37, and we'll get the next wave. Which is now. We'll get one of those, we'll get one of those, and we'll get one of those. So the Kingdom of Spain is going to be in a pretty good way, militarily, economically. The Germans declared war on Estonia. That's a very early declaration. But they want to reclaim the Baltics. Because Germany, for some reason, when this civil war is fired, they can't actually get involved. But as soon as the civil war is over, they're like, oh, by the way, are you happy with this state of affairs? And you're like, no, declare war. Karl Marx, that's a weird way of saying raving madman. Oh, this is brilliant. I'm loving this. So we have 277,000 manpower with limited conscription, so we can get a fair amount more. Civil War averted, you can get 200 political power for that one. Haiti declared war on the Dominican Republic. I mean, these guys do have a lot of construction things. Oh, that's recovery from Black Monday, right. Restore the monarchy. I mean, I'm mostly looking at this just because I'm kind of curious. A place in our world we've looked at before. Mobile army. And probably standing army. Our king has had a stroke. The early morning, King Alfonso III suffered a serious stroke. His doctors are caring for him, but the outcome is unknown. Uh-oh. So the equipment manufacturers, you can get medium and light tanks. The medium tank manufacturer, frankly, is rubbish. The light tank one is acceptable. But the interesting one here is the artillery. The artillery manufacturers are actually pretty strong. Soft attack, hard attack, air attack. And then hardness, max speed, production cost. Yeah, none of the production companies are that strong. Actually, the Air Force ones are pretty decent. Industrial is pretty standard. And then you have quite a few nice choices for the infantry equipment. So I don't think we'd go with tanks as Spain. It would have to be infantry. Probably like mountain infantry. Best part about the Kingdom of Spain is that you can put Franco in power. Really? That's interesting. Of course, Germany picking up miners. Ha! Typical. Ah, here we go. CSA is declared war on the AUS. So this is the American Civil War kicking off. Alfonso is in a coma. Oh dear. While the current condition of His Majesty is stable, he has not yet regained consciousness. The King is in a coma. Our country's best. It is unknown whether or not he will recover from this travesty. Our political enemies are demanding action be taken to change the government of Spain forever. So we can call for free and open elections. We can call for elections only with selected parties, disallowing the Carlists or the CNT-FAI. Or the King is not dead. Do nothing! So once again, it is time for you guys to make a decision. So we're going to go elections, question mark, free and open. No CNT/Carlists. And then the King is not dead. Alright, let's see what you guys say. You will have, once again, 2 minutes, so until 22:42. Who was that? Hey, thank you very much for the follow, I appreciate that. The King is probably dead. Long live the King! Do nothing to strengthen the Carlists. Oh! Apparently this idea of democracy is rubbing off on you guys. Wow! Give you guys the vote and then suddenly everyone becomes nice. Blimey. Network error while fetching media resource. Refresh it, I would say. It's definitely working. Everyone else is voting. You filthy Democrats in chat here. Free and open elections. What the hell? Free avoids the Civil War. It can avoid it. If someone legitimately wins it. And none of the other powers rise up and argue about it. Which, considering we didn't manage to arrest any of the CNT-FAI, I'm pretty sure that they will argue the election result. Chat works fine, but the video is a no-show. Oh, well, clearly it is because other people are watching it, I'm afraid. Alright, so we have got another 20 seconds until I call the result. Democracy for Carl. Quit letting the people choose. We have a king for a reason. I don't often let you guys choose. Okay, it is time to call the result. And the result is 65% in favour of the free and open elections. 24 for the no CNT car lists, and then 12% saying the king is not dead. Alright, free and open elections it is. See where this goes. Ooh, and we finished... Wow, seriously? We finished all of the infrastructure? Impressive. Let's get some more civilian factories going. No, not civilian, hang on. United States declared war on the Pacific States of America. Union State declared war on Canada. Why would you do that? This isn't Canada declaring war on them, this is the AUS declaring on Canada. That's toe cray cray. Right, I was going to change my construction because I don't actually want to do that. I want infrastructure in the next best place, which will be Madrid. Unless Madrid has a railroad production thingy. No, it doesn't. General elections. The elections have been held and all parties have agreed and acted in good faith. The votes have yet to be counted. 40% chance the ruling party wins the election. 30% the CNT-FAI wins the elections. Or 30% the Carlists win the election. Civil war averted. Despite violence held during the election and immediate protests which have sprung up throughout Spain as the results are announced, is clear. The Acción Popular remains in power and the kingdom remains whole. The entire nation is breathing a sigh of relief, and despite obvious attempts by the Carlists and the CNT-FAI supporters to stir up trouble, everyone knows that the election was fair. They will not have the support of the uprising they crave. Not now, and perhaps not ever. Everyone's like, no! No! No civil war! No! Just like democracy, we got the choice that nobody wanted. This is disappointing. Okay, so we could reload and see what happens, or we can just play on and accept the results. I'm not going to do a straw poll, I'm just going to see what people in chat are saying. The AUS declared war on Canada because they were not happy about Canada taking New England. Ah, okay. I like the kingdom, play on, do it. What is do it? Reload, keep it, get on with it, car lists, I say accept, continue, revert, the king can't lead, reload. I think this is more votes in terms of play on. Ah, screw it, this is going to have to be a straw poll, this is actually really hard to judge. Sorry. The people pick the free elections. No, not the straw polls. I like straw polls. I don't use them that often. Play on. This is the best. United Spain takes on the world. That is totally what we can do, and in fact what I probably will do is to claim the Bourbon throne and try and take France. Too many this stream. Sorry. Not sorry. We pricked the free elections, but it isn't the free the way that we wanted to. Oh, this is pretty overwhelming in terms of reload. Yeah, reload it is. Okay. We'll reload it once. If it's the same result, then we will... Whoops, that's a load. I meant save just so I have something to go back to. And we'll see how it goes. So, load game. We'll go back to the autosave. Load. Right, see what happens. The people have spoken. They wanted a reload. 65% in favour of reload, 35% in favour of continue. So let's see what happens this time. Not changing anything else, we're just moving on. This is just more proof that we need a king to choose for us. Well, I'm very happy that you feel that way about my usual decision making. The straw polls are rigged. Reload for the syndicalists. Carl has a chance. Alright, here comes the American Civil War again. This time the AUS may not declare war on Canada, we'll see. United States. This is the free civilian factories, which we're going to build in Madrid. Infrastructure. United States declared war on the Pacific States. American Civil War. Syndicalism spreads to the Philippines. Syndicalists need to cheat to win the polls. The king has had a stroke. Oh, here we go. So if we have an election this time, shall we just ban the CNT-FAI car lists? Or should we just say the king is not dead? I think we'll probably say the king is not dead. Only the monarchists cheat the elections. Alfonso is in a coma. Here we go. So the free and open elections, I think, will always be accepted by anyone because we've been so good to everyone except for the CNT-FAI. King is not dead. Yeah, we'll do the king is not dead. Clearly he's not dead. The decision of what will happen to the Kingdom of Spain will be decided on the battlefield. King is dead, let him die. It's not very nice to say. If the votes are wrong, we'll vote. We'll revolt for the syndicalists. Austria declared war on Kingdom of Hungary. Okay. Turn off the life support. Well, nothing's happened yet. Which Spain is Mordred playing then? Hasn't been decided yet. As soon as the Civil War kicks off, that's when we decide. Why bother with PP? It's no use. It has a lot of uses. It's just that it's rather bad right now. So this was construction speed. Cool. Still only 37. Could very much do with that. You know what? Let's get motorised so that we can get field hospitals. I'd unplug the King's life support to charge my phone. Oh dear. So I'm afraid that there will be at least one more straw poll once the Civil War kicks off to see who we're going to play as. Because it has been absolutely fascinating watching you guys trying to persuade each other as to who we should play as. Unless, of course, we actually managed to avert it again somehow, though we haven't had the election. It's kind of interesting that was so easy to do. I didn't think it would be. Estonia was annexed. And that's now German. I wonder if they're going to give it back to the Baltic states, or what they're going to do with it. Or if they're just going to keep it, which is possible. No, not the straw poll. I promised from the start that there would be a straw poll. Here we go. CNT uprising. An unprecedented week of unrest in Catalonia and Andalusia has left these regions dominated by anarchy. State power has broken down. Civil guard garrisons have been massacred. Private plantations and factories have been collectivized by armed workers, and the clergy has been forcibly driven out.